Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to be continuing on with our Gothic Love Journal, and we're going to be working on the signatures today. So come along and join me, craft with me. I'll show you kind of how I put these together. Every journal I do is different. Like I said before, I don't like doing the same thing over and over, but I am doing this journal along the same vein, I guess, as I did my purple Gothic journal. So I'll show you, because I was so busy doing my auction and stuff that I never showed you how I put this together. So you can see how I put it together with this journal. So our previous video, we worked on the cover, and this time I am working on just putting the signatures together. I told you it's going to be 3 signatures. I have had some questions from people asking me if I use kits. And I do want to say, I would say probably about 98% of the time I do not use kits. Not that I'm against kits or anything, but I just have so much here from, 30 plus years of scrapbooking that I'm all about using what you have. Not to say that I won't ever use kits. Sometimes I download like maybe 1 or 2 things every once in a while. A lot of times I'll download, like I just printed these out. I had some pictures in my Gothic folder. I printed out a few pictures that I may or may not use in this journal, but I just printed them out on just regular paper because I'm gonna layer them up if I do use them. But I'll do things like that. I'll maybe like download a picture here or there or something. But other than that, I really want to try to use up what I have in the house. So that's kind of what I did with these signatures. So I'll show you really quick what I put together so far. Use what you have. So this one's going to be red and black, pretty much. So I had some of this, what is this, wrapping paper. And I scrunched it up because I really liked this like textury feel. And since it's about love can kind of like break your heart or do other things. It's not all smooth. Love is not smooth going. So I crumpled it up to have this kind of texture thing at the beginning of the book. And then this was some scrap paper I had, some scrap paper I had. Again, a scrap paper pad I had. Here's some tissue paper. This is just regular paper that I'm going to decorate today. I'll show you more scrapbook paper. So all of this is just scrapbook paper. I had this red doily, so I figured I'd use it. More paper. This is a card I have. I'm going to cut this out and probably do like a little window or something with that. And then more scrapbook paper I had. So all this was scrapbook paper. And again, scrapbook paper, just regular copy paper that I'm going to decorate. More scrapbook paper. I think all of this was scrapbook paper. So I'm just trying to, here was some more wrapping paper I had that I thought was pretty cool. It had the different reddish tones to it, but it had this on the back. So it's just a different kind of feel, which I like. I wanted different textures. So I just kind of gathered stuff together. What I do is I make a little template with just some, copy paper, some, scratch paper, and I will I'll take the back of my, where this is going to get sewn in, my signatures get sewn in, and I'll take my cover. So here's the cover from the other day. It's all dry now. Look at the corners. They're going to get their corner protectors eventually. So what I'll do is I'll take a piece of paper, put it in here. Whoop, that just totally fell out. I'll kind of try to put it in there as best as possible. And just to kind of, I guess I don't even need that. I put it in here and I try to see where it's going to sit in the book. Now remember, it's going to come out a little because it will be attached to this part. So I don't want the pages to come out this way, because when I sew things to the edge, that will peep out a little. So I want my pages to be all within the book. So this is how I kind of figure out, the size I need, the height I need. Again, I don't want them going to the very top or very bottom of the book. I usually give myself, what is that, like maybe a centimeter from each, and then a centimeter or so from the edge. But you got to figure when this, it's easier if you hold it up like this. You can see where the pages are going to end up. So I usually give myself a centimeter on this side as well. So that just kind of gives you an idea of how I do that. So then I take this, and then I will take, like my big piece of scrapbook paper, let's say, and I'll measure it, and I'll just put little tick marks, and that's where I need to cut it. so that get, you know, I can go through that really quickly and put all my pages together. So that's how I do that. And again, so let's see, these are all just scrapbook papers. So we're gonna decorate these today, yeah, and then this is, again, all just scrapbook paper. Some of the wrapping paper I had, some of the tissue paper, and then all the rest is just scrapbook paper that I had. Oh, this was from a calendar, actually. This black piece. Let me see if I can, it's somewhere. It's a big calendar I have, about, you know, about this big. And so it had all these black and white images with these gold accents on it, which I thought would go perfectly with this. So I just cut out pictures of that. So use up, you know, old calendars, old books, wrapping paper, anything you have. And so I think I averaged about 8 pieces of paper per signature, but there's no rhyme or reason. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. But that includes like this and the wrap in the, you know, the lace doilies and the tissue paper. So it doesn't, they're not too thick. So this is about the size I wanted them. So that kind of gives you an idea. And then that gives me room to expand it and work in it. And then I have some of these red envelopes I found that I might insert in as well, or I might do something with these, you know, maybe have some flip outs or whatever, or I might put them in their big envelopes. I might have to cut them down. We'll see. Yeah, I've got a couple of them. Maybe I'll find some black envelopes as well, or, you know, so that's that. And so what I was thinking of doing today is starting to decorate some of these pages. So for example, you know, I have this page that's going to be in one of my signatures, and it's going to be a little flip out here. I just, again, cut out the size of what I needed and kept a little tail on it, or the height of what I needed, kept a little tail on it, and then cut out a separate piece here and just glued it to the tail, so you have this little flip out. And then on the other signature, I have one that flips out like this. So I figured I'm gonna decorate these kind of like how I did my purple Gothic one. So I'm gonna use the smooshing technique. And I have a couple stencils that I'll be using. I'm also going to emboss some of these pages. So I figure I'll take you along, show you what I'm gonna do. Just gonna put some of the ink. I am using Fired Brick Distress ink and my black soot. So these are the two colors I'm sticking with through this journal, as well as got my golden glitz. And then for my embossing, I've got some black embossing powder and some of this deep red, like kind of a burgundy color. Well, it's a red color, but it's not like red. It's more of a burgundy red, or I don't know, darker red. So I am going to use that when I get to the embossing part. But here's the fired brick, and I am just going to put some on this page, just a little bit. I don't want too much, because I don't want it to be like too dark, and I just want it in some spots. And it, of course, it dries lighter. I want to be able to journal on these pages, so. And I also want to add a few stencils and a few other things. So I'm just kind of showing you how I do this. You can craft along with me. I'm gonna, actually, I think it's gonna shine through on both sides, but let me just do a little bit. Ooh, that was a dark one. That'll definitely shine through. Yep, okay. So let me grab my paper towel that has seen better days. Okay. I'm gonna do a little bit of black. I don't want too much. This goes a long way. And then after this is all dry, I will sew around the whole page. good for that. And then I'm going to do a little bit of this gold because I like the shimmer and shine. And this one does better if I wet the matte first, which I learned in my last journal with this. And then I'll stencil this up as well with some stenciling. Oh, I just love the shimmer of this gold. Love it, love it. So this journal will have gold and silver throughout. Sometimes I like to mix, other times I don't, but I mixed it in my Gothic journal, my last one, and I really liked the effect. So some of my pages are gonna have gold, some are gonna have silver, you know, because some of my scrapbook paper just automatically had some silver accents and highlights on it, and I liked that. So let's see. Okay, this one we are going to have to put some on the back because the gold doesn't go through. Ah. But yeah, I hope y'all having a great day. It's kind of still a rainy day. We've had like a rainy week this week. So, you know, what better day than to craft on the rainy days. Ooh, I love that. Love it. Love the big splotches. And I really like using this technique because you can get like really cool effects with it. It's always different, which I like. And you know, it's a really cool look, I think. Okay. Okay, let me dry this real quick and then we'll stencil it up a little bit. I might have to let this sit out and dry a little before I can start stenciling. We'll see. Maybe we'll do a couple of the other pages and then we'll come back and stencil. We'll let this dry. We'll let this dry. So I'll put this to the side. I'm gonna let that one dry. Let me grab another one. Let's see. So where did I have that one? Let me put that to the side so I know where that one goes. I'm going to pull this one out. Put this to the side. Okay, this one, I think I'm going to do, I have this stencil of these little splatters. And since this is about like being bitten by love and such, I am going to stencil some of these, but I'm also going to put some black splotches down, maybe some red splotches as well, and then I'll stencil it with that. It's kind of like vampire love, I guess. Gothic love. I don't know. I have a couple of my scrapbook papers that say bitten by love, so I'm going to actually take that for what it says, and we're actually going to get bitten by love. Let me see if this went through. Yeah, we'll have some good splotches on that side. Let's do a few more. Okay, so this is what I did with the first one. I kind of went through and got all my backgrounds done, and then I went through and I then, you know, stenciled, and then I went through and I embossed. And so, okay, so I don't want this one. So what I did to make sure I don't get ink coming through, I just got some clear tape and taped over this little patch because I only want these. And sometimes if I'm doing my stenciling work, the ink will kind of go over here. So I don't want that. So I just covered it with clear tape. So that's just a little tip and hint if that'll help you. I'm gonna put one down here. So I'm gonna grab my red distress ink. And we're gonna make it look like they're getting bitten by love. Like little blood splotches on the, oh, cool. Okay, and we're gonna do one kind of coming down here. Let's see. Okay, so they got bit by love on this one. I'm gonna still go through, I'm gonna sew, I'm gonna probably ink the edges, but right now I'm just doing this. So on this side, let's see, let's do something different on this side. Okay, so I have this stencil and this stencil. Since there's a lot of roses throughout this, let's do a side of roses. Kind of do it dark in some spots, lighter in other spots, because I want this page to be able to be used for journaling. I'm going to do darker towards the bottom, lighter towards the top. That's cute. And let's see. I always like them like kind of peeping out too, just slightly coming off the page. Cute. And then I'm going to go through, I might add some pictures, some stickers and stuff, but this is always my first step. So just so y'all can figure out how my steps are. And that's just for this journal. Every other journal I have done differently, but for this journal, I kind of went through all my pages and did this first step. Okay, so let me put that to the side. And let me grab my other one from the third signature, if I could find it. Okay, this one we're just going to do some splotches again as well. We'll kind of do it like this, and then we'll go back in and stencil. This is almost dry, so there's a few wet spots. Ooh, I love that. Can you guys see the shimmer of the gold? Love that. I might go in and stencil with gold too. Who knows? I'm always changing my mind, figuring out what I'm gonna do. Kind of go on the fly. But yeah, I enjoy kind of doing my own without I don't know, buying kits, I guess. Because it makes me have to be a little bit more creative, I guess, if I don't have a kit with all the pieces there for me. I got to kind of go through and figure out my own kind of thing, I guess. And to me, I find that a little bit more fun when I have to kind of, I don't know, be spontaneous and kind of go through all my stuff and try to figure out how I can make it work, and makes me stretch my imagination more, I guess, maybe, perhaps, versus using a kit where everything is there for you. But again, there are days when I want everything there for me, and sometimes, you know, you just want to create and you don't want to have to think, and so kits are great for that. Especially nowadays, you got digi kits for pretty much everything. But yeah, I don't you know, people have asked me, and so no, I have not used a lot of DigiKits. So that's, I guess that's my final answer. Not saying I won't ever, but I just, you know, I've got so many things I need to use up as it is. I might as well be using up what I got. Okay, I'm just gonna do a little bit of black. I want little dots, little splotches. There we go. Yeah, if you're not getting what you like on here, just keep, you know, going back, and you can change the amount of splotching you're getting on your paper. Should be good. And then I'm gonna stencil some more of the bites or the blood splatters. Let's see. We'll have it coming down the page like that. He's just getting bit by blood, bit by love all over the place. Oops, I don't know what I'm doing. Why am I dipping that? I was thinking it was a stamp there for a second. It's not a stamp. Let's put one over here. We'll just put it right in the middle, I guess. Right in the middle of the page. Cool. And then this side, I think I'm gonna do some gold flowers. So let me move this and grab another paper towel. Rub this off on. Clean this. I have a separate one that I'll be using for black, but I don't want to keep taking a whole bunch of these out. So I find if I clean it off well enough, I don't have a problem. Okay. So we're going to take the gold and let's do some of these flowers, just kind of coming off the side. Oh, I still got to do the gold splatters too. Make sure I don't forget that, y'all. I got to put the gold splatters. That's my favorite part of this thing. Yeah, see, this will shimmer and shine as well, but the gold splatters really give the shimmer. Just give some interest to the page. I kind of like that. It's like a little bit of the red mixed with the gold. That's cool. Okay, so let me rub that off, and I am going to now do the gold splatters. So let's move that. See, when you get it wet, it really, with this ink, when you get it wet, it really gets that shimmery to come out. Oh, so pretty. Y'all know me, I gotta have that shimmer. I gotta have that bling on my page. I got to, in some shape or form. Let's put some on a little bit on the blood. The blood. I'm running out of it. I might have to just use up this last bit. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna need some for the other side. So we'll do a little bit more. Okay, so that'll dry. Can you see the shimmer and shine of that? It's a dreary day. I don't know if you can see in the window, but shimmer and shine. And then we'll put some on this side. When you're doing this, this also covers up, you know, the line or the, you know, demarcation between what you know, the page that you glued, that you attached. So that kind of helps cover that up, camouflage it a little as well when you do things like this. Not that it's a big deal. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but it's just another bonus that you get when you're doing things like this. Okay, where did my... I did on both sides. Okay, let's clean this mess up. Okay. Okay, so this has got to dry. We'll put this to the side. Once it dries, it'll dry a little bit lighter. Let's see. Yeah, it's gonna flip out like this. So this will be in the... And then I'm gonna sew probably either red or black thread, like a zigzag stitch around this whole thing to give it more interest as well. And I might even put some lace on the edge, we'll see. Or this edge that's sticking out of the book. We'll see. Okay, so this one's gotta dry. Let me move that to the side and bring this one back. Okay, let's do we want roses? Let's do some roses on this side. Oop, wrong one. I also want to emboss some of the pages too. Do some light, do some dark, do some that are peeping through from the other page. Some sticking out from the side. It's pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay, and this side, we could do black. Let's do really light. We'll do some light black flowers. See what that turns out to look like. I'm pressing really light at first because I don't know how dark these will get. I don't want them too dark. I just want them like, barely there. Yeah, that's cool. So you can write over them, or it won't be so distracting. Let's just put some right in the middle. Oh, cute, cute, cute. See, layer upon layer, and then next thing you know, you have all this interest on your page, whereas it was just a white piece of copy paper at one point, and once it gets all sewn up and with some lace attached and maybe a picture or two, or maybe an embossed saying or something, the page looks so cool at the end. So this is kind of how I layer up my pages. Okay, put that to the side. Let me rub these off just real quick. I'll go wash them when I'm done. Okay. Okay, so let's see, this one is gonna go like that. It'll flip out. Wait, am I right? Or is it gonna go like this? I don't remember. No, it's gonna flip out this way. So it'll be in the book like this. Yeah, and it's gonna flip out like this. in this first signature. Okay, so let me put this. I think this was the first signature. Or was this the first? Yeah, this is the first signature, I think. I don't remember. Okay, so this will go in here. Since I have let's take this out and we're gonna stencil that up. Since I have my stencils out, I'm gonna want to stencil that up. So let's stencil this up while we have it out, and I'm going to do black and gold. Let's just do, I guess we're gonna do the roses. Yeah, we'll do roses. Some black and gold roses. Maybe some of the gold little flowers. I don't know, I'm trying to decide as we go. This again gives your tissue paper a little bit more dimension, just some interest. I did this on my purple tissue paper in my Gothic journal. I will be doing some different things. I'm gonna try to emboss a few things, so I'll take you along on that and show you how I'm gonna do that. That'll be in a future video. We'll do a few different things as well. I'm gonna do some window envelopes and some collaging, just a little bit. I didn't do much collaging in the other one either. This one just doesn't, it's not like a vintage type, not to say that it has to be vintage to be collaged, but I just wasn't really in the collage mood on that one. Okay, I'm gonna do this side. As you can see, the ink kind of goes through, so I'm just gonna do a little bit on this side. We don't need much because it'll go through on the other side too. Just to give it a little bit more dimension. See, so then you got the ink showing through from the other side. If you can see that, here's from this side, so it's darker, but then you have the ink showing in from the other side, so it kind of gives it, again, like a different dimensions, which I like. I think that's cool. Okay, so that's it for the black. Now let's grab these. I'm gonna do gold. Let me move that and grab my the gold. I'm gonna layer it on top. Let's see. So I don't know if you can see that. See the shimmer and shine? So depending on which way your tissue paper, hits the light, you'll see it. And if you don't have this, you can use any kind of metallic, whatever you have. If you don't have any, just layer up with 2 different color inks or paints, or, just get creative with what you have. You don't have to do exactly the way I do it. This is what I have, so this is what I'm using. A lot of times I'll see videos of what people are doing. I'm like, oh, that's cool, but I don't have that. And so I'm always trying to think out of the box. Like, how can I get that same effect, but maybe using something totally different? So if you see something, see a technique you like, but you don't have the equipment, don't, feel like you have to go out and buy it. Just kind of get creative and figure out a way that you can kind of maybe get the same effect, but with a different medium. Okay, I'm gonna do this side because the gold doesn't go through, so we need, flip it this way. So this tissue paper, probably, whoever gets this journal will not write on the tissue paper. Not saying you can't, but this would be good to like maybe add some pictures or just have for texture in the journal. So that's why I don't really mind where I'm putting all this. Okay, this spot is calling out for some gold right here. Right over the black, right there. Okay. So that one, we'll go back in here. That's just the first layer. I might leave it like that. I might add something else. I might emboss. I don't know. We'll see when we go through. So let me grab the other tissue paper since I have this out. And actually, let's put this. This is going to go in like this. Okay, so let's grab this. Okay, so I'm going to do the gold last because I like putting the gold on top. So let's just do the same thing. You know, if you do it like in stages like this, before you know it, you've gotten pretty far in your journal and you get a lot accomplished, you know, if you kind of just grab all the sheets that you need. And since you got your stencils out, you might as well get all your stenciling done. So this one, I am going through the book like that. I'm going to try to get all my stenciling done on the pages and then go back through, try to get my embossing done. You know, then maybe do my sewing all at once since I'll have, you know, I'll be in the sewing mood and have all my threads out. So yeah, this one I'll be kind of doing in stages. And then I go through and then really add the details towards the end when I get like all this. These are just the bases of the pages done. So once I get these bases done, then I go back through the journal and then really go page by page and really start decorating. At least that's what I did on the Gothic journal. So I'm assuming I'll probably do the same thing on this journal. And then my next journal will be something totally, completely different. You know, I might just do page by page and not get my signatures ready all at once. I mean, I don't know. So far, every journal I've done has been done differently. So people always ask, like, what is your, you know, I don't know, the order that you do it in. And I have to honestly say there is no order. I just kind of go with the flow. I figure out what I feel like doing that day, and that's what I do. So there is no order, but I always do have an idea in my head of maybe like my next journal that I would like to do. It's so funny because every time I'm working on one journal, I come up with an idea for the next journal. It's like, oh, I'm in the middle of this journal. I need to be focusing on this journal. And then people ask what I use my journals for. I've got so many journals going on. I've got a prayer journal. I've got a Bible journal. I've got, I started a napkin journal. I started a mixed media journal, which I need to work on some more, and I'm probably going to start videotaping some of those. I've got a journal where, a travel journal that we write all our travels in, and, you know, tips and tricks for when we travel and things to remember for the next time we go to wherever we're going or whatever. I've got, gosh, so many journals. But then I also give many away. I sell a lot now. I never used to, but since I've been on YouTube, you know, people have been asking, and so I've sold a lot of my journals because I make way too many that one person can use. Even though I do have a lot of journals going on, I can't possibly write in all of them, but I do love them all. They're all like little babies to me. All these little creations, and so I love having these videos so I can kind of go back and see what I've done, because if I do sell a journal, I don't have it anymore and I can't go back, you know, and look at it physically, so I got to go back in the videos and look. So that's a blessing too, to be able to look at those. Okay, so this goes right here, right? Yep. Okay, so that's gonna go there. Okay, so let's see here. We've got the third signature, the second, and the first. Okay, so the next thing I have to do, so as you see on a lot of these scrapbook pages, the other side is blank. A lot of these were not double-sided scrapbook pages. So what I'm going to do next is go through all along the sides. So for example, this one, we're gonna take it, and since it's black and white, let's just move this. Let me make sure. I'm trying to keep everything in order so I know how I had these. So since this is black and white, this page, I am going to do red around the edges. And I kind of start on the outside and rub in, because if you start on the page, let me see if I can grab. So here's an example. If I take this and start on the page, see, look, you get that. Versus if I start on the outside and rub in, you get more of a, I don't know, like a faded look, I guess. So you want to start on the outside and rub in like that. So you don't get like this harsh, ink spot, I guess would be. And I'm just kind of going to go around, and I'm going to do this to all my pages. So I'm not coffee dyeing or tea dyeing any of the pages again in this one. This I'm keeping white, even though I'm, and then I'll kind of go through and maybe just lightly do that. And then I'm going to decide if I'm going to emboss some of these pages or what have you. So right now I'm just going to go through and ink all the sides up on these pages. And then some of these I'll put stickers, I'll do pictures, I'll add things, I'll go through and maybe do some stenciling, what have you. But right now, the only thing I'm gonna do, so what I'm gonna do this afternoon is go through and ink up all of these. So this one might be kind of like a black around it. This one might be a red around it, or a black. I mean, I just kind of figure out what I, want to do. And then I'm gonna go back in and do some stamping, some stenciling, and some embossing. So we'll probably show that in a separate video. So that's it for now. So I'm gonna go through, like I said, and start inking these pages up, and then we'll go from there. So I will see you all in the next video. Bye.